Gang, it's Daren with Madcaptoys. I want to welcome you back. I decided today, because I don't know how long I want this video to be, and I really didn't announce a time for people to get on and interact with me, that I was just going to do a closed video recording instead of a live recording. But I wanted to talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you truthfully about what's been going on since Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we had what I would call excellent sales. We had over the weekend, and that the word excellent, please keep in mind, it's for this period of time, not normal, average, what we ought to be doing sales. It's for what's going on right now. Okay, so it's excellent for now, but not if you compare it to the way it normally should be. All right, hope I explained that to you. It's right, but I think you guys understand what I'm trying to get across here. Our sales were total on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, the eBay store that we show off to you guys. We was at 47 plus sales, hit or miss, right? And that's not too bad, because you do whatever, you're looking at like 15 sales or thereabouts for the 3 days. On that Thursday before, as I said, we had no sales till exactly 11:30 p.m. at night, and then I got 2 sales, one Mercari, one eBay, if I was counting it right in my mind, and I might have got a couple on Poshmark. Not sure about the Poshmark. Then, as of yesterday, let me double check my day here. Yeah. So 23rd. I need to mark this off to keep up with the days. And if you guys, I would recommend to a new seller, especially you older sellers, do whatever works for you. Because I'm sure you got something. We just basically keep count offs of what's going on, tracking numbers, etc., and so forth on various sites and what have you. Everybody's got their own algorithm that they personally run out. And for you guys also that are new, and to even some of you older ones, I mean, some of you guys may have a different batch system or something that you work with on computers, etc., and companies and backup memory and what have you. But I also record every single sale in a personal book by pen. And the reason why, guys, is because if you ever have a crash and a burn, as it was, and I have, with computers, sometimes you can lose it all, and that can be a nightmare to work out of that problem. So what I always do is have multiple sources of backup information. And some people will say, well, you're a little paranoid. Yes, I am, because I've gone through some experiences that have sort of put me through the mill. So I'd rather be safe than sorry, and too much info than no info at all. And some of you guys that's ever worked in the corporate world can understand what I'm talking about there. Information is power. Numbers and figures that you can throw out and put in front of people is power. Everything you have can empower you, and you know every which dime that goes out, every which dime that comes in, and how to use each and every one of those pennies, nickels, and dimes, right? So that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying in some way to empower you guys and myself. And guys, I want you guys, if you can, if you've had something that you found that has worked for you, feel free, all of you, anybody, to put it down in the comments. If you've got something that's working for you that we're doing that's opposite of you, put it down. Just tell us what you're doing, why you're doing it, because I'm sure other people want to hear it. Everything that I say may not always be gold, platinum, and silver. Sometimes it might be lead and copper. But I mean, everything we put out, we try to do it to better the community, because we want to consider ourselves a communal channel. And everybody's voice, I want to be heard. Now, I don't like name calling, of course, but you know, I want everybody to feel free and welcome to say their little part here, because I mean, everybody's got something to say, and you know, from being a new beginner to being a senior vet, you might see something that one of us or all of us have missed. So everything is important. Ideas are never bad unless, well, they're just off the wall. But I mean, sometimes you got to go off the wall and go out of the box. So, take that how you will. But anyway, guys, getting back to the subject at hand, um, Monday was crap. I mean, just honest with you, crap. I have been doing business basically since 16 years of age. I started out working at a place called Midtown Food Mart, uh, cleaning, etc., and so forth, stocking, going up the ranks through there, working into video store management there, and just doing basic details. And then after that, I started working up to where I'd get into assistant manager at places like Circus World, KB. Um, Worked at some form of originally going to be for one of my friends, Kyle, was going to be a little lead manager over their toy section years ago when they needed it, and then Kmart kept cutting their systems. So we've had management. I've had about 30 years of management, not including what we do here, underneath my belt. So I'm not a newbie at all of this, but I have never seen quite the chaos that I've seen as of late on eBay. Yesterday, Monday, like I said, was nothing. We got, for the first time in years, I went back through my mind. I didn't go through all my books. I don't want to look through those. I think this is the first time I've had a big old, as my dad would call it, ought day in 10 years, 15 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. Now, when I first started, I'd have a lot of 0 days, but um, it's been years, years and years. And I know that some of you guys may be the same way, that usually, even on a bad day, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. I mean, to me, a sales day that's 5 and below, that's bad for anybody, unless you just got on 10, 20 items. But I know to each his own, as it was. But that was terrible, guys. I don't understand why we're at 0. We tried the end all the promoted listings. It worked like a charm on the very next day, Friday, bam, Saturday, bam, Sunday, bam. Then we woke up Monday, not a sell on eBay, not a sell on Macari, not a sell that I'm aware of on Poshmark or and Whatnot sort of on us. But to me, Whatnot is what I call the yard sale side of the internet, because if you want to go there and list things at $1, $2, $3, then yeah, you can do that and give those jokers over there, 90% of your money that you're making at $3, and you're basically just making enough money to boost them, and you're not doing nothing but giving your stuff away. I mean, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I do it sometimes to flush things out, but it's just, to me, it's a yard sale site. So I'm not there to always give things away, because a lot of times as a seller, you are a person that goes out, spends gas and time, which is important as a seller, because if you're not spending on looking for stuff, buying stuff, bringing stuff home and into your office or wherever it is that you list your stuff, then you're listing. So if you're not listing, thus making a chance to make money, you're out looking for stuff that you can put on to make money, right? So that's important to consider. Everything you do as a seller matters. And that's why a lot of times when these sites just close up and, clench their butt cheeks and nothing ever comes out one way or the other, we all get to the point where it's like, okay, what in the world's going on? Because I did what a lot of people were recommended that I talk to that are bigger than I, who have like 100 and some thousand followers and all that. And I just saying, hey, what? I don't get where you come from, because we did this delete before. We brought it up about 2 or 3 years ago, and it worked. But we've been doing a push on promoted listings pretty much because it seemed to work. Well, right now, we're still giving a little trial for today being Tuesday, when you're going to see this video. Guys, it ain't working. We've got another day of as my dad would call it, ought. But there's got to be something deeper in the system. I had yesterday, or not yesterday, but Sunday night, I got back on international shipping. eBay had signed me up, but I had to go through whatever steps they had to finish up their process. I had left it because, to me, for a while, they was leaving sellers high and dry. And we just started getting a bunch of people claiming they never got their stuff, especially in Italy. So Italy, I'm sorry, you're cut off. But I don't want to. I don't want to have to continually to send stuff out and lose money if I'm not going to be protected. So we're back on the international shipping per se, unless eBay stops protecting us. Now, from the charter I've read, they said that they're going to take care of us, but eBay says one thing today, and tomorrow it'll be a totally new ball game. But moving on, today has been a big zero, guys. Let me look on here real quick. Currently, we're looking at 2:39 p.m. my time. I've had, let's see here. I've got one auction that's been met, 6 offers, and I have 0 sales as of now. I'm still a top-rated seller. Tracking's been uploaded 100% of the time. Says I've got my listing impressions are down by 2.7%. My click-through rate says 0, so it's down 0%. They say currently my click-through rate, which is awful, is 0.1%. My page views as of today is down 9.1%. Sales conversion rate has dropped like a tank to 0.6%. 100% positive feedback. And I just got a positive feedback just a second ago. But I don't understand really what the problem is. I'm going to probably have to turn back on my promoted listings. Now, I have some guys out there that swear up and down, don't do it. But guys, if it don't, the sales are going to tank like that, I'll be honest with you, it's not worth doing an experiment unless for some reason eBay's algorithm takes a little bit of time to reshuffle you in and shuffle you out, depending on if you turn something on, turn it off. I've heard a couple other channels have been trying various things similar to what I'm doing. It's not all in, guys, your listings and sell similar. I'm sorry, I've done that. I will recommend that you do that as much as you can. I try to do it anywhere from 90 days to 60 days, or not 6 days, but 6 months. So every 90 days, try to do it or so to 180. That does seem to work. It has worked for me since when I had my biggest viral video, as I will call it, which got over 15,000 views, which in the eBay world and videos is nothing on YouTube. But for being such a small channel, that's pretty good size viewage for me. And at the time, we had another glitch via eBay. Well, I am convinced, even though I haven't researched into it, and I don't feel like getting in there and going back and forth with their texts on what is, what isn't happening. I feel like I get misled and lied to by a lot of eBay employees. I don't feel like at this point I can truly trust them. I feel like that they're doing this, guys. Over here, I'll just grab a piece of junk paper. They're doing this. They're reading the script, and they're telling you what they've been told by their higher-ups to tell you. Now, I told you I was going to be honest. Sales have been 0 today so far, which is Tuesday, the 23rd, and sales were 0 yesterday. Now, this is 2 days in a row of 0 days. Guys, I have not ever had that, except for when we was back way back when, and we started years and years ago. The thing that is the most concerning to me is that it's on all sites: eBay, Mercari, Poshmark. I understand how you might be having a problem on one site, but Mercari has got more to the point where they're just sort of like you got a bunch of catfish bottom feeders around there making unrealistic offers. And then you've got some really good repeat return customers, and they can only chew off so much and digest it, so it takes a little bit for them to come back. I understand that. And Poshmark, I have no clue what in the world their deal is. But I don't have time to go like 50 million people all the time. Stuff that's putting on stuff, trying to sell stuff. I know it's a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of thing. But it really just doesn't make a lot of sense to me how that works in an algorithm. Um, but, Kathy does that so much, but I ain't going to waste my time. If she wasn't here doing it, I'd probably shut the site down because I'm not confident in the site lasting and long term as far as viability, because most sellers have a lot of them barely enough time, unless you just got a few hundred items that you put on uh, to list merchandise, uh, search, find, and bring home. There's so much time that's involved and consumes in your daily life that a lot of times we just don't want to stay behind the computer for 6 hours to say like, share, share, share. I mean, it's not you want to be a jerk, but it's common sense. Now, if I get to a point eventually, I may hire somebody to just do that, but I'm not confident that that's going to increase my sales on that site. I'm just not, because I got 500 or 1,000 items on the site. I'm just not confident. But back to eBay, I'm really not sure what's going on because we had almost a recoup where we was starting to climb back up the hill to normality, and then as quick as we started it, it stopped and is crashing and burning, guys. I'm going to keep you up with some things. I'm going to try a few different tricks that I know. I'm going to see about a few odds and end things that I do and try. I'm going to see if I can change things up, and if it works, I'll let you know. If we have another whitewash day today, I'm going to turn back on my promoted listings at my rates that I turn back on. I know that some guys swear, hey, don't do it. But guys, look, I'm going to tell you what. I don't feel myself that you or I, as sellers, should have to have a million items listed on eBay. I don't feel we ought to have to sell or pay out literally. Um, what is it? $1,000 or more a month, and it's not for the anchor stores to the level above that, because I've been invited to grab one of those stores, but I don't feel I ought to have one of those big stores. I feel I should gradually be able to grow. I used to have an anchor store. Yes, my sales were better, but I feel like we are all the time being herded into paying eBay more money. That's all that's going on with the new promoted listings. They've got promoted, then they've got what I call promoted plus, in my personal opinion, which is you put in, like I had what I'm going to call a friend. He put in $1. He says it was gone in 30 minutes to promote. All right. So I'm going to call it promoted plus listings. So you guys that say that's not the title, that's fine, but that's what I'm calling it, because if you do regular promoted, you'll say, hey, if this item sells, let's say I'll give another 5% of the money to you for promoting your listings, whether you promote it once or it's promoted 100 times in the listings. I'll give you that extra 5%. I can do that, but when I got to give you promoted listings at whatever you're wanting, 15, 20%. I had a friend that put his promoted listing fees, average promotion, at 20%. Nothing. He put it in. He tested $1 on what I'm going to call, like I said, premium promoted listings. And it was viewed, he said, from what he could tell from his numbers, about 30, 35 times. And in 30 minutes, I was gone. I'm not going to put money into a trash pit just to have somebody light it on fire and somebody else is getting my money and I'm getting nothing in return. If you guarantee there's can be sales on it, okay, well look, and everybody says, oh, there's never any guarantees. Well, okay, then what good is it? I mean, I mean, if you're going to suck out a buck, if you put $100, just do the math. 30 minutes, $2 will be wiped out if you keep it at that rate in an hour. At that rate. And odds are you might be lucky to not see more like $4 in an hour taken out, to $8 taken out, to $10 taken out. Because I personally believe if you've got more in there, eBay finds a way to promote you and your listings a little bit more here and there. And to be honest with you, $100, I have rented billboards. I have rented ad time at various venues. And I'm going to tell you what, whether it be radio, television, or what have you, $100 ain't squat. And with eBay, eBay is so big and so bad, and they think awesome, which they are not at this point. $100 is nothing to them. That's like coffee money for their staff, and I'm talking one little room probably. But guys, something's got to change. We are doing our best over here to find a method, and we're going to find a way to work within and around with the system, because it appears that's what we're having a problem with, is the system. And I'm hoping it isn't just all internal errors that there's no way any of us can work around, because we have no access to fix our end. When eBay says, and you get a glitch that says, hey, it's our problem, not yours, well, we know that 99.9% is always their problem. But we as sellers don't really care about their problem. Nothing had a problem until you started screwing with stuff. So get it to where it works, because we're paying you for a site that works, a site that we can sell on. And we're not just here just to have hopes of selling to a region, a county, a state. We're here to sell to the entirety of the United States. Nobody likes to say, hey, we may have to look at lawsuits. I've had people I know crying to get lawsuits going for a while. I'm not a big lawsuit fan. But I'll tell you what, something's going to have to be done for the sellers eventually if these guys don't get it together, because we're spending out, at one time I spent out at least just on store fee, as you guys know, $450 a month. Now we've cut down where it's not that bad. But even if you're paying $79, $80 a month, not counting any other fees or sales guys or promotions, etc., that's still money you're having to come up with first. And eBay wants their money, at least if you're me, at the first of the month. But they're going through this whole period of time where they're cutting us off. 4 hours here, 6 hours there. Again, my personal opinion is that if you cut us off, if you're a business of any class, and I got my calculator right here. All right, let's just do this. Going $79 divided by roughly 30. That's roughly, and I could be off on this, I'm just doing it quick, so I hope I got it right. $2.63 a day. All right. If I lose 4 hours, let's see. That's a sixth of a day, right? 6 times? No, 4. Okay. So at 233, eBay should give me back on that. I'm figuring roughly 233. I want to make sure I got that right. 58 cents for each hour that I'm off. Or, I'm sorry. Yes, each hour that I'm off. Okay, and that would be $2.32. All right. So they'd still be making a penny-ish, maybe 2 pennies off of me. But I'm losing basically a sixth of a day. And I've seen that site down multiple times at 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. And I'm saying we can run and come up with some kind of an algorithm or a plan of making it fair. But to me, if your site's down and it's because of you doing the work, you should compensate the people that's paying per day X amount divided by 24 hours. Okay, if you're down an hour, give us whatever that is in an hour. Well, $2.33 an hour. Okay, give us X amount of dollars. And again, my math may have been off because I haven't had time to really calculate and come up with everything, put all the math, the plus and minuses in here. But I'm figuring about $2.33 an hour. But if you're down 4 hours, no, that math was wrong. But you're talking $8, $9, $10. Something needs to be done to where I are compensated for not having access to customers. They can say what they want, but if our products aren't being shown, then they're not being shown. Well, that bugs me. I'm going to have to figure that math out now. But, I don't really know what else to tell you right now. If you guys have been making sales, feel free to tell me in the comments. I hope you are. If you've not, let me know. I'm really interested, to be truthful, not about your weekend. I mean, if you've had a great weekend, fine. Tell me, hey, I made $500, $600, $200, $100, whatever. I'm more curious about what's going on per person, per individual, per store. If you have one, if you don't, that's fine. But have you made sales on Monday? Have you made sales on Tuesday? What size store do you have? Roughly how many listings? What's your dollar value, amount, and totality? Let me know what's going on because I'm trying to figure out a formula of, is there something wrong in the program? And in the program, I'm not just trying to figure out bits and pieces here. I'm trying to see, are the people that's just doing auctions having issues? Because auctions never work for me, very rarely. Are people that have a basic store, the next level up, anchor, blah, 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 are they having problems? I'm trying to figure out where the issue is and what maybe could be the source to fixing that issue. All right, guys, I know this video wasn't an all lifty-uppy thing. I'm sorry for that. I wish we had better information to give you right now, but we've totally had a wipeout moment in the waves, so you'll have to forgive me. But I want to be honest with you. I don't want to lie to you, and I want to tell you what is going on our end. It's not always, steak and eggs over here. Sometimes it's pork and beans, So you just do what you do. When you have 2 days in a row that you've got this going on, something doesn't make sense. Not with the amount of listings I've got on. I could understand if I got 100 or 200, but we're way past that. I mean, when a guy can put on 200 items in a day and it don't seem to do nothing, there's a problem. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts, your comments, your ideas. Don't forget, if you can, I appreciate your help. Comments are very important. I like those most of all. But if you can, give me a thumbs up. Honesty is the best policy. I want to be honest with you because I want you to trust. I want you to know that I'm not going to Shanghai you here with information that's just bull roar. And I'm not putting up videos just to waste time. I'm putting up videos that I feel like maybe will help us down the road. Even though it's not helping you now, maybe we can figure out what's going on by being honest and looking at it with an honest, open eyes instead of playing blinders half shut, right? But if you can, give me a like, give me a comment if you got one that's You tried this, you've done that, etc. and so forth. You guys know what to do. Be sure to share the video with your friends, your neighbors, anybody that may be facing the same thing we have. Maybe we can, again, brainstorm. I like to brainstorm and figure out a solution to an issue. If you've got a store, tell me how it ran for you over the weekend in your comment. Tell me how it's doing the last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. You could also tell me the size of your store, which store you have, basic, anchor. I can't remember the middle one between. That's the one I'm at right now, enterprise. I don't know, and bigger on down the listings of the stores. Just make sure that you share and just tell us what your experience. I'm really more into what your experience is, and if you might have an idea how to reverse the cycle that seems to be going on. If not, that's fine, guys. We'll all get through it sooner or later, but it's just making it through these little bit of slow times. All right, hey guys, I want to thank you so much. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Kathy's at work, so I'm going solo today, but I like talking to you direct, guys. All right, be careful. Bye-bye.